Hello, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name's Bea and I am an aspiring knitwear designer that's basically on a mission to make the funkiest, most colourful wardrobe possible. However, today's video might contradict that a little bit. But today, I thought it might be quite fun to try a bit of a challenge. So basically, I am going to Truck Festival this weekend and it starts on, well, I'm going on Friday, and I would love to make an outfit for it. So I thought, why don't I try and make it in a day or in 12 hours? However long it takes me, I'm going to try and finish it today. I am up nice and early, or early-ish. It's 8:14 right now. I am going to attempt to knit a dress in a day. Now, the catch to this is, to be able to knit something by hand this quickly, it has to have a big gauge. So to have a big gauge, it either has to be chunky yarn or very open gauge, and I will be going for the latter. I have got some leftover cotton that I want to use up. I just want to try and get rid of some of my stash. I feel like that would be good to get it gone. And I've got some seriously chunky needles. So put the two together, bash, and I'm going to have a nice open gauge meshy dress, which I'm very excited about. And I think it's doable in a day. We shall have to see. I thought I would basically document the entire process. So I haven't gauge swatched yet. I haven't designed the dress yet. You're going to be coming along with me for all of those lovely things. So I think the first port of call is going to be to do a gauge swatch. I don't really have time to block it, but luckily cotton doesn't stretch that much with blocking. So I'm just going to assume my gauge is going to increase by 1 stitch width and a couple of rows, which isn't the best. You probably shouldn't do that, but I wanted to do everything today. I thought that was more reflective of how long everything takes. I'm going to do my gauge swatch now, and then I am going to design the dress. I've already got some ideas for what I want to do, but I just need to figure out all the stitch counts and everything. And I'll draw it out for you on my iPad. I think we can start the timer. Ready? Let's freaking go. Gauge swatch time. Swatch is done in 14 minutes 30-ish seconds. Not too shabby. That's the joys of working with a big gauge. So this is what it's looking like. I know that my tension's not going to be too great with such small yarn compared to the needle size, but I quite like the organic look of it. I think it's going to look quite cool. Maybe I'm just telling myself that because that's how it's going to turn out. I think it's going to look really great. I don't think it's going to be too revealing. Like, oh, I will be wearing stuff underneath, obviously, because it's very open gauge, but I don't think it's going to be that obvious how open the gauge is when it's against skin, if you know what I mean. So I think that's going to work, especially for a festival, which is good stuff. So I am just going to measure up this swatch and then we will start designing. Okay, I'm going to start designing on my iPad now. The gauge is 9 stitches by 14 rows. That is our gauge. I'm going to go to black because that's what we're using. What I want to make is essentially a boat neck dress. Whoop, whoop. Decreases towards the waist and then some increases out. Not a huge amount because I don't want it to flare massively. But it's going to be a sort of mini dress, and then I would like to do some sort of bell-shaped sleeves. Whoop. So I know that's not very obvious what it is. The thing that I'm most excited about, this is the front. And I specify that because I want to make it backless. So for the back, ooh, blah, blah. And then to keep the backless feature up, I would like to make some sort of ribbon detail, like this. So that's the back. Ooh. There'll be a little ribbon detail basically to make sure that the back stays up. So, pretty easy construction, bad drawing, sorry. So basically what I need to do now is I need to figure out how many stitches to make the shoulder stitches, how many stitches I need to make the boat neck, how many rows I'm going to do the boat neck over, and then how deep the armholes are going to be. And then from that, I think I can just keep going until the armholes. I'm just computing in my head at the moment. So if I'm going to do the shoulders of the front, I'm going to have to do them separately. So I'll start doing one shoulder, leave that on hold, start doing the other shoulder with some increases, join together at the front, so I'll be working one front panel. Work that back and forth, straight down with no decreases until the armholes. Leave those on hold. Start the back ones, which are just going to be little thin strips for the backless bit, this bit here, until the armhole. And do that for the other side, and then I can join, not in the round yet because it's going to be backless, but I can join and knit it flat, kind of back and forth, until I would like to join it in the round when the backless bit is long enough. Does that make any sense? We shall see. So for all my size grading and my patterns, I have got some generic measurements of things like armhole depth that are needed for certain sizes. So I am going to take that, I'm going to double check, 0.5 times 1.4. 24.5, so let's say 24 rows. And that's, at that point, we'll just work straight down and then we'll cast on some stitches under the arm. Oh, let's see how big I want the neckline to be first. Oh, I've got a good idea. I've got sweater number 1 light by My Favourite Things Knitwear that has a boat neck, and I really enjoy the width of that. So I'm going to bring that over here and measure it up. We've got sweater number 1 by My Favourite Things Knitwear here. I forgot how wide this boat neck is though, actually. So I think I'm going to make it smaller. This one's almost 30 centimetres. I think 20 might be more appropriate, because I'm sure it's going to stretch quite a lot with the weight of the arms on it. Oh yeah, I think 20 will be just fine. We want that bit to be 20 centimetres, which equals 18 stitches. And then for the shoulder width, okay, so the width of my chest is about 28 centimetres. 3.6, we'll just say it's 4 stitches. Question is, how deep do we want the boat neck to be? I don't think it needs to be that deep because it's going to be backless. Over about 3 or 4 centimetres maybe? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, 4 will be plenty. 4 rows. So I'll cast those on, do some immediate oh wait, hang on. If I do increases, then I've got to decrease the amount of neckline stitches. I'm going to start writing up a bit of a pattern for this on my laptop. I think that'll make the most sense, and then I'll have something to actually follow. So I'm going to do that now, and then I'll show you. First change of scenery. I think switching up locations is going to be very important so as to not get very, very bored. I've got the beginnings of the pattern written up until the armholes and joining flat for the front and the back panel. And we are on 36 minutes, which isn't too bad for a gauge swatch and for basically designing the pattern and writing it up. Not too shabby. So I'm basically going to start the project now. I'm going to put on something that I want to watch, in the background to get me started. I also haven't had breakfast yet, so that will be my first pit stop. Have a nice little bowl of granola and some coffee, that'll be nice. That's it really. I am going to try my best to knit as fast as I can, but if the swatch is anything to go by, I think it's going to go quite quickly. It might not be that it takes all day long, famous last words. Let's get started now. Okay, we are an hour 10 minutes in, and I am officially hungry. We have got the startings of a dress. Not too shabby at all. I undid it a couple rows in just because I thought it was slightly too big, and I thought it better, because it will stretch quite a lot anyway, better to make it on the smaller side if I want it to fit well. Very unproblematic so far. I think it's time for some breakfast now, so I'll pause the timer. Boop. And let's get fed. Okie dokie, we are almost 2 hours in, and I have just joined for the armholes. So we're basically working everything up. Oh god, it looks like nothing. It looks like nothing when I hold it up. But I'm going to do a few more rows, and then I'll put it on over my vest. It'll be very easy to try on because it's not very much fabric. Going well so far. Lots of ends to be woven in, which is a little bit annoying, but I'll probably just do that at the end. Like the size of the neckline so far. A concern at the moment that these straps here are a bit too thin. I was hoping they were going to lay a bit flatter, but obviously with the curling of the stockinette, they've curled in a little bit, so it's more the width of 2 stitches rather than 4, and I should have really accounted for that. I know that once I pick up for the sleeves, that'll hopefully flatten it out a bit, but then it will still be quite thin. I could always do a cheeky little I-cord edge if I have time to just flatten that out a little bit. A little strappy number might be quite nice. I'm only going to do a few more rows of backlessness, I think, and then we shall see how it looks. But I will let you know when I try it on. Okay, people, we are at the 2-hour mark. Doesn't time fly? But look at this! The neckline, exactly the width I wanted it to be. Again, these parts are very thin. The straps at the back, and obviously the needle's weighing it down because it's really heavy. So I think I will do a few more centimetres of this length here, probably just to below my bust, and then I'm going to join up the back so that hopefully it will cinch it in a little bit, and that'll be good. And then I will start doing some decreases down the side to cinch in at the waist before going out again a little bit A-line. I really like the fabric though that this is making. It looks very organic, very handmade, which I enjoy a lot. And yeah, I'm thinking with some sleeves here, it will stretch it out nicely. But I really like the width of the neckline. I'm very, very happy with that. So we are looking good so far. We are absolutely grooving. There is just nothing at the back so far. I'm hoping that's going to work out and I'm not going to have to restart anything. But with the big bow at the back, it's going to pull it in again. So at least there's that. It's not going to be this big gaping open back. But not too bad. It's working up so quickly. That's the pros of a nice open gauge. It is a little bit more see-through. Well, I mean, it doesn't help that I'm wearing white underneath, that it's quite see-through. But it's going to be for a festival, so who cares really? I'm planning on wearing some black shorts and like either a bikini top or like a sports bra underneath it. That is the plan. Let's carry on. We have joined in the round. So that's the backless bit, the front. The armholes are stretching a tad, but that's because of all the weight of the rest of the garment. I am going to be picking up every 2 of 3 stitches around the armhole, so hopefully that will tighten it up. That is the plan. But I think the backless bit is a really, really good length. And I've just counted all the stitches. I think I've got 56 stitches on the needles now, which is perfect for the waist measurement. So I'm going to carry that on until I hit my waist basically. And then I'm going to start doing some increases on either side of the dress to basically get the A-line aspect. So next order of business is essentially to figure out how long I want to make this section that I'm just working straight. And then I need to figure out how long I'm going to make the skirt portion, how big I want the final circumference to be, and then that will inform how many increases I need to do. And I want to have a little change of scenery. It's quite nice weather at the moment, so I might go to the park before it starts raining. And I want to just figure out those increases before I go out and do all of that, so I can just mindlessly knit. I think I'm going to go to the park, go to a cafe, have a little coffee. I think I need a good change of scenery so I don't get in a funk, you know? Timer is still going though. 2.5 hours in. Not too bad. We've pretty much got the top portion done. So we've got skirt remaining, sleeves remaining, ties remaining, and then any finishing touches like I-cord, edging. So we shall see how long it takes. Who knows? It is 11:15 in the morning right now, so I have been very productive, got stuff done. I'm probably going to do the maths, sit and figure stuff out, have lunch here, and then head out, I think, so I don't get too hungry and spend loads of money when I'm out, because that's not good. So, yep, I'm going to carry on for the waist. I will be trying it on as well when I'm finished, so we hopefully get more of a visual of how it's looking so far, and then can start doing some maths. Another try on. So, neckline looking good to me. We are almost at the waist point, but it's not tight to the body exactly. It does fit well, but I think could do with a few decreases before getting to the waist. So let's measure up. Okay, at the moment we're about 13 centimetres from the armpit. I want to get to 20, so over the next 7 centimetres I am going to decrease every round. Decrease 2 stitches every round. And then hopefully that should only be, quick maths, like 9 stitches. 9 rows, sorry. Oh no, that's wrong. Okay, I reckon I only need to do another 6 rows until I hit my waist. So I am going to decrease every round. So that'll be 12 stitches in total, which I think will make it nice and tight at the waist. I think that will work. Once I've done that, I will basically start increasing again. But here's how it's looking. Have a look at the back. Back's nice and wide, and hopefully the bow at the top will hold things together. And it's going to be quite, it's going to be like a circular shape once I have the bow on there, I think, that'll cinch it at the top, which I think's a bit of an interesting look. But yeah, I think just need to cinch it together a little bit, and then hopefully that will be okay, and then this won't be dragging down a whole bunch. So 12 stitches need to go. All right, I'm going to do that, decrease by 12, and then we will get started on the skirt. Finally have a change in scenery. I thought it would be nice to go out to a cafe to do a bit of knitting. I did another try on, sorry for not showing you, but I am basically down to my waist now, and I have done a few increases. I was basically just testing out if the rate of increases was right or not, and I think I'm going to have to increase the increase rate, if that makes sense, to accommodate for my hips, but that's all right, got that in the noggin. The other thing that I have noticed is the weight of the garment is basically stretching the backless part out now quite a lot. So I'm thinking of either doing, I called edging around it, but I think what I'm leaning towards is a crochet, maybe a single crochet border, because that really will tighten it up pretty nicely. That's what I'm thinking for the moment anyway, but that's going to be something that I do after I finish the skirt. I'm going to do that, then I'll do the crochet border around the backless bit so I can see how much it pulls it up basically, and that will inform the way the arms sit as well, because I don't want to do the arms, finish cast off, and then do the backless bit, cinch it up, and then the arms are too short sort of thing. Yeah, that's essentially it. I'm going to be getting on with the skirt. I think I'm almost 4 hours in now. To be honest, it hasn't felt that long. I've just been minding my own business, had lunch, had a little break, but now we're getting back onto it. I am confident we can finish today.
Hey mama, could you get up soon? I get so cold in the other room. Here I am, honey, half awake. Get yourself moving and you'll be okay. Morning star, clear and true. Your honesty could pierce my heart right through.
Okay. We are getting somewhere. If I do say so myself, the waist shaping is perfect. It is spot on the size that I wanted it to be. It cinches in perfectly. Although, you can see here, it's not the most perfect because it's such an open gauge. You can really obviously see the increases and the decreases. But to be honest, oh, and also this is where I joined some yarn that is going to get tied off and weaved in, so that there's not going to be a big hole there. I think this is looking really good so far. I do think I'm going to do a few more increases, to be honest. I might just do increases the entire way until I finish. So this is how the back's looking. I really like where it's hitting in terms of the backless bit. But as you can see here, I think these bits are a bit too wide. Also, the armholes are pretty big. I think I'm going to try picking up one of every 2 stitches around the armhole. Hopefully that won't pull too much and make it look weird. But to be honest, it's that sort of organic, it's not drop stitch, but it kind of looks like it could be. It's that sort of vibe. And hopefully this is a bit deeper than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a bit higher up here. So hopefully that single crochet border, I'll do it around the neckline too, all the way around down to the back. Hopefully that'll pull things up a little bit and sort it out. I am going to carry on increasing at the rate I have been. So there's a little bit of flowiness down here, and I'm going to stop about there-ish. So yeah, not too bad. I am about 5 hours in as well, by the way, so not too bad. The wrists are feeling okay. I've been stretching them when I can. So I think I've got it in me to get this done today, fingers crossed. I'm going to keep working this up. I'm going to keep the rate of increases that I was doing, and then I will do, I don't know whether to do a basic, like the normal cast off, or a stretchy cast off. I'm not too sure. We shall see. But at the moment, just carry on working in the round. Let's go. Right, I had tea round, as you will have seen, as a little boost, a little power up, because I have been going for, bam, I don't know if you can see that, 6 hours and 45 minutes. And I am just about finished with the body. I haven't cast off the bottom yet. I've put the stitches on hold currently because my thinking is I would like to do a little crochet border around the back. It may cinch the bottom of the skirt, the dress up a little bit if I'm tightening the back. That's my thought process at least. So I thought better not cast off now in case I then do the single crochet border and then it's really short. We don't want that. So as a little change of pace, I'm going to get some crocheting done. I'm not too sure what sort of rate I need to do to pick up the right amount of stitches or what. I think it's going to be trial and error, but hopefully it'll look a little bit more structured because it's a lot strappier than I would have liked. That is all for the moment. I will update you once I've finished that, and I will try it on, and then we will see if I am done with the body or not. Because I feel like that is a big old milestone. I feel like the sleeves will be super quick because I'm planning on them being pretty tight to the arm, so it won't be very many stitches. Still feeling good. Hands need a bit of stretching. It's been quite a long time, especially with the big needles that I've been using. I'm not very used to using such big needles, so it's straining my hands a little bit more than my regular 4.5s would. They're my favourite size. Hopefully not too much longer. It's 5:18 p.m. now for a time check as well, by the way. I have been diligently knitting away all day long. Hopefully I get a bit more change of scenery, but who knows. It's quite difficult because I've got to try it on quite a lot. I don't want to be out and about. But yeah, let's get some crocheting done. Okay. It's still too short. That's too short still, but very, very, very close. I think I've just finished the crochet border, so you can see here, and it's cinched it in a little bit, so it's not quite as wide. I think it's given it a bit more structure here as well, which I enjoy. Oh, it's very short at the moment. It does cover my shorts though, but I just don't want to run the risk of it pulling up, basically. I want to be able to boogie and dance. That'd be nice. So yeah, I've just got to go in the round for a few more centimetres and then we are good to go. So I think my next update will be once I have finished the body and cast off. Next stop, Sleeve Island, baby. What do we think? So I've just cast off the stitch markers on the side are weighing it down a little bit, but because I did the increases on the side and I probably did a few too many, you can see the side is a little bit longer here. But that's nothing that blocking won't fix, so I'm not too worried about that. But let me just give you a little 360. And I think I have just about hit the 8-hour mark as well. So hopefully not too much longer. I'm starting to feel it in my hands now. I have had dinner though. I had a little break, so I can crack on with weaving the ends in now and doing the sleeves. So I might have a little bit of dessert after that cast off because that was long. I might have some cherries or a little bit of chocky just to keep me going, you know. I'm going to weave in all the ends because I know I'm going to regret that if I leave it at the end. And then it is sleeves. Hopefully won't take too long. And then the ties at the back. Fingers crossed it'll all get finished today. I hope.
Where did the time go? How do we move so far away? Holding on, how much can we both take when love is in echo? I can't hear a word you're saying when love is in echo. I can't hear a word you're saying. Strong lessons burn brighter, that makes us two fighters.
The sun is setting on the knitathon day. I'm bloomin' fed up. My hands hurt, but I've almost finished one sleeve and we still have an hour 45 to go. So I think I'm about to cast this sleeve off. It's a little bit shorter than I'd like, but I don't care anymore. I'm going to start the other sleeve. We're watching a film, aren't we, James? Say hi, James.
Hi, James.
Watching a little film, so I'm just going to crack on, get the other sleeve done, hopefully by the end of this film. And then it is time for the ties. We're almost there, people. The day has almost dawned on the knitathon. Goodbye, everybody. It's 10:30, which I know isn't that late, but it's my bedtime and it's a school night. I've got work tomorrow. I've been knitting for 11 and a half hours. Oh my god, I can't believe I thought this was going to take less time. I've just got half an hour left in me. I'm going to get to 12 hours. I don't think it's going to be enough time to finish off the ties, but I will be able to finish off the sleeves. And I'm just going to have to finish off the ties tomorrow after work. But I will do a little try on for you when I'm all finished with the sleeve and show you what I did today. And then hopefully I can finish it off. It'll only take me like an extra hour. I'm so tired. It's only 11 p.m, but my hands hurt. I am tired. I've got work tomorrow. But I finished the timer so that basically I can start it again tomorrow after work for when I actually manage to finish off the ties. But I just weaved in the ends for the sleeves, so I thought I would try it on for you tonight while it's fresh off the needles, and then I'm going to bed. So here we are with the sleeves, little bell sleeves at the end, as you can see. I think you'll be able to see it in daylight a lot better and when I wear the actual outfit underneath. But you can see it needs the ties, because this is just, the sleeves are dragging it down now. So I'm definitely going to do that tomorrow. I think it's a success. I think the only thing that annoys me is that the sides are longer, but I know that for next time. I went a bit crazy with the increases, and I probably would have saved a lot of time and effort if I had just increased less. But I think it's super cute, and once it's got the ties, it'll be a lot more functional. I think it'll be a lot nicer with the proper outfit on underneath. So I will show you guys that tomorrow when I am rested and haven't been knitting for 12 hours. So I will say good night here. Good night. Bloomin' heck. I am so tired. I am being incredibly dramatic though, to be fair. I still had like 7 hours sleep, but I have just been so exhausted today. Even though I just sat around doing nothing really yesterday, it just really took it out of me, all of the energy and the concentration I was putting on this, I guess. So I got home from work today. I've had a nap. It was needed. And now it is time to finish this for good. I need to add the ties. It's going to be pretty freaking simple. I'm just going to be picking up stitches at the back. I'm going to be picking up a few more than I probably need because I know it's going to curl and I want a relatively thick-ish tie. So I'm keeping that in mind, basically. I just need to sort my needles out. I've got my little knitting kit here. I have got my laptop, still got the timer here, paused. So I am about to resume it. I'm going to sort my needles out and then I'm going to get picking up stitches. I'm just going to be knitting flat and hopefully this shouldn't take too long. I'm fingers crossed an hour and a half maybe, because I am meant to be going out to watch the Women's Euros at the pub later. So I've got places to be. We will see how long this takes. Ready? Bash. Let's go. Not too bad for a day's work. It's gotten to the point where I've been looking at it so much, so closely. I don't know if I hate it. I don't know if I like it or hate it. But I am glad that it is over, that's for sure. And I do think it's wearable. Like, it functions as a dress. But my favourite part is the back. Look at that. I just feel like the depth of the back, the tie length, so it's not too long so you can still see most of the back, and the width of the back as well. I think it all just worked out perfectly. And that was a big old fluke. I didn't plan it too much. I kind of just went ahead, did things, crocheted the border to tighten it up a little bit to get to this fit. It just happened. But I think this is very wearable. My main gripe is that the bits on the side are a bit too long. But you could consider it a bit of a fashion choice, hey? And the sleeves are slightly too short, as you can see. But I am going to block it now in the hopes that things are going to get a bit longer. And I'm going to pull the body of the skirt down here a little bit and try and push this up a bit. And worst comes to worst, I'm not being funny, but outside of a festival, I'm not sure if I would rewear the entire dress itself. So I might just frog it up to the waist and make it a top, because I am just so happy with that back and I would wear that with some cute shorts or a skirt or something. I think that's very wearable as a top, not so much as a dress for me personally. Let's get some festival shots, shall we? Well, I am afraid that is everything for this week. Thank you so much for coming along on this emotional roller coaster. And I can't lie, I am pretty happy that this is over. If you would like me to do anything similar or you've got any suggestions as to what you want to see, please let me know down in the comments below. But that is everything. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!